If you are like me, you are constantly looking for new ways how to bring more customers to your store and how to make consistent and predictable sales without having to pay for ads or agencies. So you've come to the right place. Let's talk about Pinterest Shop. Why you need it, how you connect it to your store, and also how you can use it to make sales. I'll be answering all of those questions, and also I will do you the courtesy of putting down the timestamps inside the comments below so that you can find what you're looking for real fast. Hi, my name is Silvia and I'm one of the co-founders of the Traffic Ninjas. If you're new to us or new to this channel, we talk about the little known hidden ways how to grow consistent and predictable sales for your online store. Just like you, we believe in building genuine brands, high quality products, and generating sustainable and profitable sales. Stay until the end because I've got an amazing power tip for you that will literally show you how to leverage all of the effort that you are already doing for your business, literally with just one click of a button. Alright, so you already know why you are here, so let's get right into this. So Pinterest Shop, what is this Pinterest Shop? So essentially it's an extension of your store inside the Pinterest platform. And it really serves the purpose of the users of Pinterest to be able to find your store and find your products while they are inside the Pinterest network and essentially go to your store and buy them. Once you've connected your store to the Pinterest network, you're going to get the tick of approval, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later on how to do that too. But why should you be paying attention to Pinterest? I know there is so many tools out there and you only have 24 hours in a day, and all of these tools are promising wonders. So let's talk about why do you need to dedicate your attention to Pinterest. Many business owners do not know that Pinterest has over 400 million active users out there. Also, Pinterest.com is essentially one of the most visited websites on the internet. It's got like something over 940 million visits every single month. Now, one of the other reasons why you should start paying attention to Pinterest is because over time there have been all of these false beliefs that Pinterest is mainly for women and that it's mainly for visual art or things like home decor. But that's essentially not true. Pinterest is full of men and women, and whilst it's a planning and ideas platform, it contains a huge range of industries, really going from something creative all the way to extreme sports and DIY. So essentially you've got a whole spectrum of your ideal customers on this platform that's hugely untapped. Okay, but that's the size of the platform, and now you know your customers are on there. But why is it still a good idea to set up a Pinterest shop, right? Because there is Facebook, there is Instagram, there is TikTok. So why should you pay attention to Pinterest out of all of these, right? So many people actually don't know that Pinterest is not a social media network. It's not a social media network. I'm going to repeat it again. It is a search engine. It's essentially a search engine that's used for planning and that's used for ideas. Now, why is that important for you? Because whilst on those social media platforms such as like Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, it's all about pushing in something new and viral content, and it's all about how many followers you've got and what is your reach, and the more content you produce that gets more views, it gets more views, right? And it only lasts for a very short period of time. Now on Pinterest we don't have this crazy competition, right? Because on like Facebook, Instagram and TikTok, it just gets like so overwhelming, like, oh my god, these people have 1 million followers and their content is viral and everybody's following them, like how am I going to achieve that? But on Pinterest, because it's a planning platform and it's a search engine, essentially what you will find is that it's actually not about how many followers you've got. Like there are accounts with literally 1 or 2 or 3 followers that are getting like hundreds and thousands of views every single month. Yes, guys, I'm talking about like hundreds and thousands of views. Why is that? Because again, it's not a popularity contest. It really is based on the demands that these people have and what is that they are searching for. Okay, so if your products are on there, if you're selling blue dresses and there are customers searching for blue dresses, it does not matter how many followers you've got. It just matters that you are on there. Think about it kind of like newspapers and magazines. How often are newspapers being published? Once a day, sometimes even twice a day, right? So think about like the old school newspapers where you get the paper delivered to your door, and then next day you get a new one and a new one and a new one and a new one, right? And you get a new one all the time because there's like a new story and a new update, and whatever was there yesterday does not apply anymore, is not relevant. So that's what Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are like. While Pinterest, think about it more like a magazine, like a curated, visual, high quality experience of stories that are relevant over time, right? Like National Geographic, like how many of us have been keeping like editions of National Geographic for like years and years and years? And like when I start thinking of my dad, like he's got magazines in his room since like the 80s, but that's a whole another story. Long story short, Pinterest is not a popularity contest. It's really demand driven by the customers who are there, by the users who are searching for your product. So you better be on there, because guess what? You don't even have to do anything if you don't want to, but just being on there is guaranteed to give you views, and it's guaranteed to deliver that, to connect you to those people who are looking for your product. All right, so these are huge benefits, right? We don't need followers to make sales on Pinterest. We don't even have to do anything other than just connect your store to Pinterest to make sales. So guys, I know like for most of you, these are already enough benefits. But if you need more benefits, if you're still like, oh, I'm still not sure if this is where I'm gonna dedicate my time. So if you're still not sure, I'm gonna give you one more amazing hidden benefit. So remember how I mentioned that Pinterest.com is one of the most visited websites on the internet with like over 940 million searches every single month? Now, because of that, Pinterest has built up huge authority in the biggest search engine out there, in Google. Which means that as soon as you've got your store on Pinterest and you do have some boards and you do have some pins set up, as soon as you do that, which is by the way super easy, then automatically your authority in Google rises, and automatically your chances to get more organic traffic from Google increases. How fantastic is that? Okay, so how you can use Pinterest shop to essentially make sales. So first of all, you need to set up your Pinterest shop. That's the step number one, and make sure you get that verified tick. Remember, we talked about that at the beginning. Now it's super easy. All you have to do is go to business.pinterest.com, business.pinterest.com. Now then you connect your store to Pinterest through a simple app. If you are on WooCommerce or Shopify, for example, you connect it through a simple app so that Pinterest can essentially download all of the products from your store and all of the prices, and it can read what's called the catalog. And guys, you are done with setting up Pinterest shop. And from this point onwards, only listen to this if you want to make more sales and if you want more visits on Pinterest. But even if you just do those first couple of steps, already you are out there and you are giving your customers the chance to find you and buy their products from you. Now, some of you want to find out more about how to do this click by click and how to set this up click by click. So if you are one of those guys who want to go deeper on this topic of how you connect your store to Pinterest, how you set up that Pinterest shop, then we've got another video exactly on this topic, and it literally just take a couple of minutes. All right, so as I said, all of these steps from now onwards are optional, and only do them if you want to get more traffic and more sales to your store. So first step is you might want to decide to create a few more pins and boards inside your Pinterest platform. So once you've got your profile set up and you've got your store connected, you might decide like, hang on a minute, you know what? I'm also selling like all of these dresses. I've got this new dress collection. You can set up a whole board out of that. That's kind of like a curation of all of the products that you've got. Now, what I strongly advise you to do when you guys are thinking about setting your board is to really think about from the customer perspective and be very descriptive. Like for example, if you are selling blue dresses and you've got a new summer collection, then I suggest you set up a whole board just with summer dresses or blue summer dresses, right? whatever that logical collection is for a customer. Now, I strongly suggest not to use crazy creative names like the midnight shade or the blue haze or the purple whatever, right? You get me. Now the thing is that there is time and space for creativity, but when it comes to describing your product, that's not the time and space for it. Why is that? Because the customer who is looking for all of these beautiful products, like let's say they are looking for cocktail evening red shoes, they are not looking for essentially a creative name that they have never heard of, right? They will be literally typing red cocktail shoes or red evening shoes. So make sure you stick to those descriptions. So that's step number one that you can do. The second thing I strongly advise you to do, and it's also like super simple, is essentially to pick on your competitors. How easy that is, okay? So whatever you are selling, whatever is your most popular product, I would be typing it inside that Pinterest engine and would be seeing like who else sells this product. I would be hitting that follow button and literally be picking on what their pins are, what their boards are, so that you can understand how long they have been on there. You can also see how many views they're getting monthly, how many followers they have. All the followers, as I said, it's not so important, but the views, monthly views are important. So if they're getting a lot of monthly views, then that means that a lot of people are searching for whatever product they've put inside their profile. So really have a look at what boards they've got and what pins they've created, and that will give you an idea like, hey, this is perhaps what I could do really easily, or even better, to get to the top of those results when your ideal customer is searching for your product. Now, the last thing that you could do on Pinterest to get more traffic and more sales faster, again, it's optional, but you could do that to get more sales, more predictable, more faster, is essentially to start doing a little bit of keyword research. What it really is that when you have a user on Pinterest, essentially they are searching for ideas and they are planning things. For example, they might be planning to move to the country, right? And as they are planning to move to the country, then they are looking at different packing options and removal list options. They might be even starting to design their new home in the countryside. And as they are doing that, they are typing in different phrases inside the search bar in Pinterest. So if I were you, I would be doing a little bit of research as to what those phrases are that they are typing in, so that, guess what? You can use those exact phrases in your boards, in your pins, in your descriptions, so that whenever they are looking for something relevant, bang, your product pops up straight away. Now, for those of you guys who want to get a little bit deeper inside the keyword research or Pinterest SEO, as we call that, we've got a video on that where we go super deep, and essentially it's just so powerful and actually relatively easy to find those right keywords that you can plot all around your Pinterest profile and be getting those visitors all the time, and more views, more clicks, more sales. All right, but I've promised you a power tip, and this power tip is honestly a game changer that literally with one push of a button can essentially quadruple the effort that you already are putting in to your business. This is what I find fantastic. So most of you guys are already super active on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, right? Some of you are more on one or the other platforms. But the thing is, most of you are already putting in all of this effort, but guess what? You are not leveraging that effort across platforms. Now, remember how I mentioned that Pinterest is more like a newspaper rather than a magazine? So as a result, like if you were to, let's say, create content on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, and if you were to press that button to share across the other platforms, these platforms in particular would get upset because they would be like, hey, this is not original content. This news has been seen on TikTok before, and this news has been seen on like Instagram or Facebook. And therefore you would get blocked and your content wouldn't get much exposure, right? Because remember, these social media networks are all about like having original creative content, and it's only for that very short amount of time because it's like it's like considered news, and it's very much dependent on how your piece of news like picks up. Now, Pinterest is completely different. They do not care, honestly, if that piece of content that's on Pinterest has already been featured on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. They honestly couldn't care less, because it's all about providing value to those users who are searching for different ideas. So even though a piece of content might have already been seen on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, Pinterest would still love to have that piece of content, because they want to be relevant to that user who is on Pinterest. They don't want this Pinterest user to go to Facebook or to go to Instagram or to go to TikTok to look for that. You get me? Does this make sense? And so as a result, whatever you are doing already on social media, always hit that share button to Pinterest. And please do not worry about the watermark or anything else. Pinterest really couldn't care less. You've got to be in it to win it. That's all what Pinterest cares about. So this is an amazing power tip that essentially really changed my life, because I thought, you had to be original or across all of these different platforms, and it was so complicated. But no, Pinterest is easy. One button, click, and you are done. And you have just quadrupled your reach for a long period of time, literally long period of time. Because like what I typically observe with my content is that all of the social media networks, like the content picks up, 1-2 days, and then it's done. On Pinterest, it's the opposite. It just grows and grows and grows and grows over time. And then once you've completely forgotten that you created this piece of content a long time ago, suddenly you are like, dang, somebody on Pinterest really just loved it. They just visited your website, clicked on it, and bought your product. How awesome is that? So if you want to learn more about how to get those consistent and predictable sales using untapped ninja methods, make sure that you follow us, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Bye bye.